This is a song that I wrote for a man named Michael Berg. And Michael lost his son, Nick, in Iraq. He was kidnapped and murdered by a man named al-Zarqawi. But on the day that the U.S. Army killed al-Zarqawi, the CBC interviewed Michael to get his reaction. And rather than saying that justice had been served, he said he was saddened at the loss of life of another human being, even though that other human being had killed his son. And that he didn't believe in revenge, that he'd rather find forgiveness in his heart and try to spread that around, rather than carry on the cycle of hatred. And I had been sort of listening casually, and then all of a sudden I really tuned in when I heard that. I was very surprised by that reaction. And never in a million years would I judge somebody who did not have that reaction. But when I found out that Michael was called a traitor and a coward and was shot at and actually had to move away from his home because his pacifist point of view was too much of a threat to some of his neighbors, I felt compelled to do something about that because I didn't think he was a coward. In fact, I thought he was the bravest person I'd ever heard speak in my life, and now there's two people. So the only thing that I knew to do was to write a song about it, and as much as possible, tell Michael's story to as many people as I possibly could. So this is a song that I wrote, and it's called Forgiveness, and I want to dedicate this to Dr. Accolades today. He asked me to explain it. There's everything and nothing to say. Some things they happen, and once they do, they never go away. They tell you that this life is eye for eye. Oh man, you know I think that's all a lie. Oh, I will not stoke the fire of this fight when I know it isn't right. So I guess I'm gonna have to try forgiveness, 'cause man, you know it's all I've got left. My boy did not deserve this, but neither do the rest. I guess I'm gonna have to try forgiveness. You can call me a coward, call me whatever you choose. Once you could have hurt me, well, now I've nothing left to lose. Go on and spite me, 'cause I will not curse his name. And tell me though I'm broken, I am to blame. Well, go on, but I won't participate in spreading all this hate. So I guess I'm gonna have to try forgiveness, 'cause man, you know it's all I've got left. My boy did not deserve this, but neither do the rest. I guess I'm gonna have to try forgiveness. They shot at me for speaking out against this tired war. Said, how can you lose one life and not demand one more? What good will it do us in the end? There ain't nothing that should justify revenge. I stand now here before you, living out the hardest test. And still I swear the only answer is forgiveness. Oh, yeah. Forgiveness. Oh, yeah. Forgiveness. Oh, you know we've got to try forgiveness. 'Cause man, it's all that we've got left. Our boys and girls are watching and they've put us to the test. Come on, let's show them forgiveness. Let's show them forgiveness. And after I wrote that song, I did a recording of it pretty quickly, actually, and I just sent it out into the world. And a year later, I got an email from Michael Berg. And in his email, he told me that hearing that song had given him one of the best days he'd had in a very long time. And that practicing forgiveness was kind of like being a recovering alcoholic, in that there are good days and there are bad days, and there are some days where you have to go right back to the beginning and start again. And that song had given him the courage and hope that he needed after a string of very bad days. And then I got an email soon after that from a guy named Luke. And Luke had been Nick's best friend. And Luke invited me down to Westchester, Pennsylvania, to be a part of a fundraiser for the Nick Berg Foundation that he and many of Nick's friends had set up in Nick's honor and memory. So I went down to Westchester, Pennsylvania, and as part of this event, I played a set. And at the end of my set, I played Forgiveness. And in my field of vision were Michael Berg and Luke and many of Nick's friends and his elementary school teachers and high school teachers and members of his community. And I'll never forget that feeling of connection that I had with all of these people that I had just met literally right there in that moment. And I had the privilege of being there, all because I had put this little nugget, this little 3.5-minute song out into the world. So for my last song today, I want to play a song for you called Carried Away. And this is a song that I wrote about being up here, playing music, and how much I love doing that, and how lucky I feel that I get to call this my job. But this song is also about how hard it is to put these little nuggets out into the world, these little ideas, these little creations, because you're trying to make something out of nothing. You're trying to pull something and turn it into something that's tangible, but it's more of an intangible. And that's hard, and that makes you really vulnerable, because there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no, oh, yes, that's finished. No, that's not finished. It's a bit of a nebulous thing that you're just sort of trying, bang your head against the wall, trial and error, and error and error and error and error and error. And within that vulnerability and within that risk is the potential for these amazing breakthroughs, these amazing moments of connection, like I had the great pleasure and honor of having that day in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and like I have today to be invited to be a part of such an amazing event and be alongside such an inspiring group of speakers and the people who put this event on, simply because I put some songs out there in the world. So I'd like to dedicate this song to each of you and wish you the same moments in your own lives. And I think the best way for us to really feel connected at the end of the day, of course, is to sing together. Basically, everything I said has been a ploy to get you to sing on this last song. So I hope you'll join in. The lyrics are very simple. I'm just going to teach it to you mid-song, and I hope you'll just go with it. This song is called Carried Away. Come now, says the clock. The sail has found its wind. So I nod to my friends and we begin. Another evening show finds me, and I know all I need to do is just give in. And ooh, I'm carried away. What more could there be but people in a room singing unafraid the same tune? I close my tired eyes and take in what I hear, and all those times of trying disappear. And ooh, I'm carried away. And ooh, I'm carried away. From this point of view, staring out at you, every wish I've made, it comes true. You guys ready? Goes like this. All you need is right here in this room. All you need is right here in this room. All you need is right here in this room. All you need is right here. Keep it going. All you need is right here in this room. A bit louder. Right here. And ooh, I'm carried away. And ooh, I'm carried away. Oh, I'm carried away. Oh, I'm carried away. Come now, says the clock. The sail has found its wind. So I nod to my friends and we begin. Thank you very much.